During an intense period of rivalry between the West and the Soviet Union, the project directly competed with the Concorde, achieving some notable records. The Tupolev Tu-144 was the world's first supersonic passenger aircraft and the first to enter service in 1975. Its first flight took place in December of '68, just 2 months before the first flight of the Concorde. Welcome to a new video from the Aeropedia of Aviation world. The design work of the TU-144 began in the 60s, and in '65 it was presented in the form of a model at the Le Bourget Air Show in Paris, France, where 6 years earlier the model of the Concorde project had been presented. And I know comparisons are odious, but it's impossible to tell this story without its Western rival. As we had said, it became the first commercial airplane in history to reach Mach 1 and Mach 2 speeds, ahead of the Concorde in both cases. The first mass-produced airplane flew in April of 1973. The main wings have a special and unique design with a leading edge that forms a small angle with the wings that extends to the cockpit, allowing the air to be displaced from the central fuselage to the back of the ship to overcome the sound barrier and achieve greater elevation. The first test design did not have the front canard-type depth rudders. In the first design, the engines were installed closer together under the central fuselage, and the landing gear was stored under the main wings in a manner similar to the design of the United States Convair B-58 Hustler bomber. But the later production designs installed the new landing gear under the engines and the front flaps after several wind tunnel design tests. Its 4 powerful Kolesov engines produced a deafening roar. So much so that having a conversation with the people in the adjacent seat was practically impossible without raising your voice. The first passenger services between Moscow and Almaty in Kazakhstan began on November 1st, 1977. The second series unit of the Tu-144 suffered an accident at the Bourget Air Show in the same place where the model had been presented years before. The Aeroflot cargo service again started on June 23, 1979, using the new serial production variant TU-144-500 with new engines that gave it greater flight autonomy and range. But these cargo flights did not last for long. The Konkorsky, as it began to be known in the West, was not profitable from the point of view of fuel consumption, which limited its route to connecting Moscow and Kazakhstan. Aeroflot continued operating the Tu-144-500 after the end of the official service with some non-regular flights in the 80s. Years later, in 1984, an agreement was signed in Vancouver in which National Aeronautics and Space Administration modified a Tu-144-500, conducting a set of atmospheric research with it. On November 29 of 96, the first flight of the modified plane called Tu-144LL took place. This program extended until 99 when it was cancelled. Due to its high production and development costs, and being a very specialized plane, large quantities were not built. It is believed that about 17 units were built, and its sale to other countries or airlines was not achieved. In addition, because it could not fly non-stop from Europe to America, its flights were limited within the territory of the Soviet Union. In 1983, the Soviet Union announced the abandonment of this aircraft, claiming it was too expensive to justify its use. But this aircraft was a great technological achievement for the Soviets and helped develop other planes like supersonic bombers. This is very curious. Here I have a photo of a MiG-21 prepared for the test with the wing that was going to carry the Tu-144. I'm showing you this aircraft because I had never seen it before. This other photo is when they presented the model in Le Bourget, France. Until a new Aeropedia of Aviation World video,